Good evening. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Mayor and Board of Aldermen for February the 18th. So, do we have anybody on the phone teleconference? No, I just see that note there on this printed agenda. I would like to make a few additions and changes to the agenda before I ask you to adopt it. At number 7, if you would change the wording of that, it says announce vacancies, but we're actually going to appoint members to the Affordable Housing Commission and the Courthouse Square Historic Preservation Commission this evening. We are going to remove number 20. And we are going to replace, I'll just put this one at 20 as well, to consider a request to allow a sidewalk closure on Jackson Avenue East the week of spring break. And John Crawley will tell us more about that when we get to that agenda item. Am I missing anything?
No, ma'am, that was all I had.
Okay. Could I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
Motion to adopt the agenda as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So the talk at City Hall today has been weather, of course. And we are told that it could be anywhere from a light dusting to up to 2 inches of snow and sleet. So, you know, everyone's best guess. Our street department has been spreading salt brine on roads and bridges and hills around town today. Unfortunately, it looks like this weather event will start with rain, which will wash most of that off before we get anything icy. So we're doing the best we can to prepare, knowing that if rain comes first, that it will certainly dilute that salt brine that we've put down. I would encourage people to go to oxms.net to sign up to get updates over the next few days. We will have our first update in the morning. Shane Fortner, our emergency management director, will give us an early 5 or 6 a.m. update on the roads. At that time, we'll determine if city offices will be open. And tomorrow is not a residential trash pickup day. It's just a rubbish pickup day, so we will probably not be able to get rubbish tomorrow, but people won't be missing their garbage day because Wednesday is not a residential pickup day. We've already started contacting individual contractors to reserve their equipment and to seek their help in clearing any roads that need to be cleared. I think our team did an amazing job with our winter weather that we had in January. That same plan will be in place, same priority roads that they'll start with to clear those roads. And we just pray that it's snow and not ice. I'll ask the board to authorize the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting on February the 4th.
Move be approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ask you to authorize the approval of accounts for all city departments.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ask you to consider the consent agenda.
Motion to consider the consent agenda. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I'll ask you to appoint members to the Affordable Housing Commission, and I recommend to you Josh McGlone for that position.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I will ask, my recommendation for the Courthouse Square Historic Preservation Commission is Kyle Stribling.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Request permission to bind workers' comp coverage for Oxford University Transit in the amount of $75,195.09 for the February 25th, 2025 to February 25th, 2026 policy period. Donna?
Yes, ma'am. Same company as it was last year, so we didn't have any other bids on it, and so we're asking permission to bind what we got.
Move be approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Donna. Shane is coming up to request permission to advertise for bids for additional cameras for various city areas. Shane, give them a quick update. We've gotten all of the first round of cameras installed over the past week or two.
Yes, ma'am. We've got 26 cameras we got done on the square. Now we're looking to come off the square and our main thoroughfare areas, working with Chief McCutcheon to work on adding additional cameras around the city.
So this would just allow him permission to advertise for bids for those additional cameras. All in favor? Any opposed? Request permission to approve an agreement with Mississippi State University for ground penetrating radar services at the Oxford Memorial Cemetery based on the quote received and to amend the budget as necessary.
Yes, ma'am. This will satisfy the needs of FEMA on that project that was finished early 2022. They requested that we get ground penetrating radar in an area of roughly 4 acres wide out of the cemetery. And the cost of that will be $40,264.50, and working through Mississippi State University's archaeology department.
We have no choice.
Yeah, motion made to approve.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you, Shane. Request permission to approve a parade assembly permit for the Yoknapatawpha Arts Council to host a cycling event on May 24th from 8 a.m. to noon.
Yes, ma'am, we've done this a couple of years now, from the old Armory Pavilion out Sis, so it's a pretty easy lift for us.
Motion made to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request permission to approve a parade assembly permit for the United States Marshal Service to host a Fallen Heroes Honor Run on March 7th from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request permission to approve a parade assembly permit for North Mississippi Rural Legal Services to host a dog walkathon on February the 22nd from 3 to 5.
Yes, ma'am. So from Oxford Intermediate School around the Price area, loop back, so again, won't be any trouble for us.
Move we approve. Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request approval of a preliminary plat for case 3186, Oxford Commons Lots LLC, David Blackburn, for the Heights phases 9 and 14 for property located at Primrose Drive, being further identified as PPIN 4503.
Thank you. So these two phases of the Heights, phases 9 and 14, located in the Commons, consist of 2 phases and 31 lots. They're zoned suburban residential. It's separated by phases 13 and 15 from Muddy East Parkway. Tree mitigation will be applicable to all of the Heights. There's a required conservation easement of 14% for all areas, according to the tree mitigation agreement from January of 2016. So a condition of this approval is that for the final plat, that will be tracked and updated on the spreadsheet. The engineering department provided comments regarding access, water and sewer and stormwater management, and the case was recommended for approval unanimously by the Planning Commission at the February meeting. So staff is recommending approval of the preliminary plat with the 4 listed conditions.
Motion made to approve with conditions.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request approval for the extension of city utilities for development outside of the city limits of Oxford that includes a preliminary plat for case 3189, Southern Land Holdings LLC for the Julep Phase 1, for property located on Old Taylor Road, south of County Road 302, being further identified as PPIN 10510.
This application was previously approved in April of 2023 and subsequently granted city utilities. The applicant's back before us after making modifications to the sewer plans and the development. So the development is it's outside the city limits. It's along Old Taylor Road. It actually spans from Old Taylor Road all the way over to Pea Ridge Road and almost to South Lamar. The PUD was granted for this development. It's about 855 acres. The PUD was granted by the county in July of 2019. This is a request for the first phase, a preliminary plat for about roughly 63 acres. This phase 1 has lots that are indicated on the preliminary plat that match with the governing document. The dimensions of the lot are specified in the governing document are reflected on the plat. Engineering did provide comments related to access, water and sewer, and stormwater management. The case was recommended for approval by the Planning Commission at the February meeting with the 6 conditions listed in the staff report.
We approve with conditions.
All in favor? Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. Accept bids received and approve a contract for the renovation of the old Oxford Police Station. Mark?
So there was an attachment in the board pack, so I put a memo on each one of your places. We did open these bids about 3 hours ago, so they're hot off the press. So we got 4 responses. Almost all 4 of the bids were below our estimate, so we were really pleased with the prices that we got. The low bidder is JP Corp. general contractors, which we have some experience with, the base bid price, and the alternates. There were 4 alternates. I can go through those. Base bid and alternates is $774,451. That's about $90,000 less than the next lowest bidder, so it's pretty significant. The alternates include painting in the men's and women's restrooms, new millwork in the kitchen and the break room, and redoing the soffits on the main building and painting the exterior on the main building and the annex. So that's 4 different alternates. Based on the prices, we are recommending accepting the 4 prices, accepting the 4 alternates. The work is scheduled to begin March 4th, so we have, if it's approved tonight, then we would get the bids in place. And so we're asking permission for the mayor to sign a contract for the low bid.
Motion made to approve with alternates.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request permission to advertise for bids for the renovation of City Hall.
So we're making progress now, working through the design phase on City Hall, and we're just proactively asking for permission to advertise.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Consider a request from Alliant Group to allocate Section 179D Energy Efficient Commercial Buildings Deduction Form on behalf of Corbett Leg and Associates for a new boiler at the Oxford Conference Center.
So again, this wasn't in the board pack, there's a memo at your desk. We've done this process before with the parking garage and the fire station number 2. And this is where, we'll probably do it soon for the new police station, but we have an energy deduction allocation form on behalf of Corbett Leg for the work that they did in designing the new boiler. This section 179D allows the tax deductions because we can't realize those because we're a government entity. That allows the designer to pick up those if there are any. So this is just an allocation form. You can allocate any percent that you want to Corbett Leg. They are the only requesting party. In the past, we've usually just had one requesting party. There's no cost to the city. There's no risk. It's just signing a form and allocating it as you choose. We've been through this. I think Paul, I went through this and
We've done this several times.
done it several times.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor?
Can you give me you want to do 100%? Okay,
Yes.
100%.
Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Consider change order number 2 and pay app number 4 final for the Highway 7 Water Main Relocation Project, Phase 2C.
Yes, this is for the southernmost project. Project is now substantially complete. Change order increases the contract price by $132,000 and change. I will note that that project came in well under our engineering estimate, what was budgeted. So this, even with this add, it's still well below the budget line.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? And at 20, we added consider a request to allow sidewalk closure on Jackson Avenue East the week of spring break. John?
Yes, ma'am. 401 East Jackson is the project that's going in down here by the Marriott Courtyard. And during spring break, what they would like to do is close the section of sidewalk in front of the Marriott and in front of their lot, which is this side of it. They've got to rebuild the drive, connect their utilities, and in order to do that, they will not be able to have pedestrians going through there. So they're developing right now a pedestrian detour plan for that area to be used. What we would like to do is go ahead and get approval, and then when they get that to me this week, I will share that with you guys, and any approval you give will be conditioned upon them satisfying everything we want as far as how to get kids through there, because there's a disconnect in the sidewalk on the other side of the road. If you put them on the other side, they're gonna have to go through the parking lot at Depot Street to get up to the trail. So there's some logistics we've got to work out there. But spring break, we figured was the best time to do it.
Yeah.
And it's closing the sidewalk in front of the Marriott also?
Yes, they've got to lay a storm drain pipe down there and tie into an inlet.
Motion made to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request permission to authorize emergency purchases for a sewer repair project on Front Street near Cambridge Station.
Yes, we had a break in our major trunk line that carries all the sewer from North and West Oxford. We got in there and started digging around, and the pipe, which was laid in 1974, and the manholes were all deteriorated concrete. So we're just now getting all that put back together today, but it's gonna run from anywhere from 100 to 120 grand.
Gotta do it.
And most of that is due to the pumps that we had to install to bypass, because the flow is enormous. And we can't get in there and swap out the pipes without bypassing from manhole to manhole. It's about 800 feet. So that's the primary cost. But what we're asking is for you guys to authorize emergency expenditures, because I didn't have time to get bids or quotes to
I was
to
down
do
there at
that.
clients yesterday. If you haven't been down Frontage Road, it's a pretty impressive operation. I mean, so, motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? I would ask the board to consider an executive session.